Most people think buying a Tudor automatically means you are getting a cheap Rolex. They are missing the point. Tudor is not a consolation prize. It is not what you buy when you cannot afford the real thing. Understanding what Tudor actually is, and more importantly, which Tudor is right for you, requires recognizing that there are 5 completely different products hiding under that same rose and shield logo. By the end of this, you will know exactly which level belongs on your wrist and where you are. Just paying for the name on the dial without getting anything extra for it. Level 1, the 1926. This is the most overlooked watch in Tudor's entire catalog, and it might also be the most important one. The 1926 is a slim, clean dress watch that starts around $2,500. No diver's bezel, no snowflake hands, no vintage-inspired anything. Just a simple, legible dial on a thin case that disappears under a shirt cuff. Most watch enthusiasts walk right past it. That is a mistake. Here is what the marketing will not tell you about entry-level dress. Watches from serious brands. They are almost never designed for the enthusiast. They are designed for the person who wants one genuinely. Good watch for the rest of their life, and has no interest in becoming a collector. The 1926 exists for that person, and it does the job perfectly. The movement inside is a Tudor caliber sourced from Canisi, the movement manufacturing facility that Tudor shares with Breitling and Chanel. You are getting a manufacture movement in a $2,500 watch. That does not happen in any other segment of this industry. If someone asks you to name the single best entry point into Swiss watchmaking, the answer is this watch. It is quiet, it is honest, it lasts forever. The best value at level 1 is the 1926 Yixme in stainless steel music on a leather strap. It costs less than a lot of fashion watches with quartz movements, and it will be running accurately in 30 years. Level 2, the Royal. Now things get more interesting. The Royal is Tudor's attempt at something the industry calls a sports elegant watch. That sounds like marketing language, and honestly it is. But the execution is genuinely impressive. The Royal sits in the $2,500 to $3,500 range, and it gives you an integrated bracelet design, an automatic movement, and a dial that works equally well at a business dinner and on a weekend hike. Think of it as Tudor's answer to the question everyone we're asking after the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak exploded in popularity. How do you make an integrated bracelet sports watch that does not cost as much as a car? The Royal is that answer. Here is what most buyers get wrong at this level. They compare the Royal to Rolex's Oyster Perpetual, which sits at a similar price point. That is the wrong comparison. The Oyster Perpetual is a round, traditional watch with a classic bracelet. The Royal is a fundamentally different object. Geometric case, integrated bracelet that flows from the case without a seam. It is a more modern, more architectural thing. Whether that appeals to you is personal, but understanding what you are actually buying matters before you spend. $3,000. The best value at level 2 is the Royal in blue. The dial color hits differently than almost anything else at this price point, and it photographs in a way that makes people stop and ask what you are wearing. Level 3, the Black Bay 32 and 36. This is where Tudor stops, being a brand people stumble into, and becomes a brand people seek out on purpose. The Black Bay 32 and 36 are smaller versions of Tudor's most famous watch, the Black Bay Diver. And before you dismiss them as women's watches, stop. Case size is personal. A 36mm watch on a smaller wrist wears proportionately, the same way a 41mm watch wears on a larger one. The Black Bay 32 and 36 range from about $3,000 to $3,500, and they represent something the watch industry rarely delivers at this price. Genuine heritage. Tudor supplied watches to military dive units. The Black Bay design is directly derived from those professional dive instruments from the 1950s and the 1960s. The domed crystal, the snowflake hands, the scalloped crown. These are not design decisions made in a marketing meeting. They are direct references to functional history. Entry-level Black Bays are designed to convert dress watch buyers into tool watch enthusiasts. The mistake beginners make is assuming smaller size means lesser watch. It does not. The caliber inside is the same. The build quality is identical. The heritage connection is just as strong. If you are enjoying this breakdown, hit subscribe. I cover watches every single week. This is where the levels start separating real enthusiasts from casual buyers. Level 4, the Black Bay 41 and the Black Bay Bronze. This is the heart of the entire Tudor lineup, the core, the watch that turned Tudor from a Rolex sideshow into a legitimate brand with its own identity. The Black Bay 41 in steel runs between $3,500 and $4,500, depending on configuration. You are getting a 41mm diver with 200 mm of water resistance, a manufacturer movement, and an in-house chronometer certification. For context, COSC chronometer. Certification means the movement has been independently tested to run within +4 or -6 seconds per day. That is a standard that many watches, costing 3 times as much, do not bother to achieve. But here is the level 4 secret that nobody talks about: bronze. The Black Bay Bronze was one of the first mass-market watches to use bronze as a case material, and Tudor did it before the trend arrived. Bronze patinas over time. It changes. It develops a warm, greenish-brown music surface that is completely unique to the specific environment you live in, the chemistry of your skin, and the salt air if you live near the ocean. 2 Black Bay Bronze. Watches bought on the same day will look completely different in 5 years. You cannot buy that from any watch design team. The patina is yours alone. The best value at level 4 is the Black Bay 41 in steel on the fabric strap. The fabric strap drops the price slightly. It wears more comfortably in warm weather, and it gives the watch a more casual, lived-in character. If you later decide you want the bracelet, you buy it separately. Tudor sells them. It is a minor inconvenience and a meaningful saving. Level 5. The Black Bay GMT and the Black Bay Pro. This is where the watch stops being just a watch and starts being a tool built for a specific kind of person. The Black Bay GMT tracks 2 time zones at once, using a 24-hour hand and a rotating bezel. The whole thing has the energy of something designed for expedition use rather than boutique display. Prices sit between $4,500 and $5,500. But before you buy one, be honest with yourself. A GMT function is genuinely valuable if you regularly cross time zones for work or travel. If you fly internationally multiple times a year, a GMT watch quietly reorganizes how you think about your day. But if you live and work in the same city every single day, you are spending money on a complication you will never actually need. And that is completely fine. Plenty of people buy GMT watches purely because a second time zone hand adds a visual complexity they find beautiful. That is a perfectly legitimate reason to buy a watch. Just be clear about which reason is yours before spending $5,000. So, where does that leave us? It brings us right back to the beginning. Buying a Tudor because you are tired of playing games on a Rolex waitlist is the wrong reason to buy a Tudor. If you do that, you are just going to end up with a watch you resent. But buying a Tudor because you want a genuinely exceptional piece of mechanical watchmaking, one with authentic heritage, build quality that punches well above its price tag, and an identity entirely its own, that is exactly why this brand exists. Whether you need the quiet permanence of the 1926, the architectural statement of the Royal, or the unapologetic utility of the Black Bay Pro, the right Tudor is not the one that looks the most like something else. It is the one that actually fits the way you live. Decide what you need your watch to do, pick your level, and wear it into the ground. Let me know down in the comments which of these 5 belongs on your wrist. If you want to keep cutting through the marketing noise of the watch industry, make sure you hit subscribe. See you in the next one.